What's up, guys? So today is going to be Siberian bushing install day. So I have a rack. Obviously not everybody can use a rack because not everybody has a rack. You can obviously do this on the ground. It's not super hard. Well, it's not super, it's kind of hard, but it's, you know, it's doable without a lift. So I do it because I have access to it. If you have access to one, go for it because it makes doing things obviously a lot easier. So, but we're going to do that today. I'll go mostly step by step through the entire thing. Should be enough to give you an idea of what you need to do and get the job done. So here's all our bushings. And these ones are the ones for the trailing arms. And the number is, hopefully you can see this, a 3-06-115. And that's for mine. Now, of course, for some reason Mitsubishi made things different on a lot of different vehicles, so make sure you check for sure which ones will work on your rig if you're doing it on a Montero or Pajero. If you go on their website and put in your information, there's a list and it'll help you out. Like, depending on which one you click, it'll say which one it would coincide with as far as like the factory part numbers. So then you can go with your VIN or whatever, go to like a Mitsubishi parts website or something like that, look up what your part number would be for your rig, and then cross-reference that with Siberian bushings so that you can get the right one. Now, if you have a different car, because I mean they have these for all sorts of vehicles. I mean, you got a Toyota, 4Runner, Tacoma, whatever. You can get them through them, and it's probably a lot easier because they probably use the same bushings across the board. I don't know, but the website at Siberian Bushings is really helpful, and you put in all your car information and it'll obviously bring the list a lot easier. So let's get to this now though. Okay, so I'm going to start in the rear of the vehicle. There's this trailing arm right here. There's a couple bushings on it that need to be done. I've already done one side. I'm just going to show you how to do one. Obviously the other side is going to be the exact same way. So we'll do this one on this side. We'll show you all that needs to be removed in order to get it out. And then we'll press those old bushings out. Okay, so these are the bolts I need to remove. This one, this guy, and this guy. This one here. And then this one, and this one, and then this big guy on the end here. I don't actually have these bushings. These ones I didn't get, but I plan on getting later. Thankfully, these won't be too hard to replace. You don't need a press or anything with those. You'll just have to take this off, get it out of the way, put them in, good to go. So it's mostly the press end ones that I'm really worried about now. I'm doing right now. These are all 12 mils, and then these guys down here, I believe, are a 21. I'll make sure when I get to it to be able to tell you exactly what they are. But yeah. Where is it then? Now we're just going to take off this end bolt here, so my little guy here can do it. Oh, no problem. There goes the socket. Do that. Let's take this guy out of here. And remember how these go if you're not replacing these right now. It goes like that, that goes out. You got that one on that side, and then there's another one on this side. Which, so, just give it a good little pry out like that. It falls right out. So here we go. Got our trailing arm out. We're doing these two bushings now. Now, I have a press I'm going to use. Sometimes if these are really hard to get out, you have to try and torch them out. But I'm going to try and press them out first. I had decent luck with doing that on the other side. So I'm going to try and use that. If you have a press, go that route. If you don't, you're going to have to try and torch them out. Which, if I run into that, I can show you. But if I don't, you're going to have to look somewhere else for finding out how to do that. Obviously, you'd probably just burn it out. And then the race, you would hammer out after the center is burned out. Now, when you're using a press and you're trying to press these out, you want something underneath to catch it and also something for it to sit on for support. And then you want something as close as possible to the size of the bushing on top. Now, where I work, I don't have something that fits it exactly perfectly, but I have something close enough. And this looks like it should push down on it and clear this hole. If not, I have something else that I can hopefully use. But you just basically want to have that there, and then need something else to take up a little extra space because I don't want to have to be cranking on this forever. So we're going to try this out, see how the pressing on this goes. Hopefully she comes out easy. Oh, and always wear safety glasses for any of this stuff. I don't know if I'm in view, but wear safety glasses when doing anything like this. Wear safety glasses during the whole process because it's not fun getting stuff in your eye. I've had it happen. So just wear safety glasses. So here we go. Let's see if I can get her out. Okay, so she started pushing out. Yep, she started. I think this might be just a little bit too big for the hole, so I'm going to run with something a little smaller. But because it's already started to break the how hard it is in there, this should be okay. Oh, and there that goes. Nope, of course not. Just got to build a hodgepodge of things to make this work. But it does work. Okay. But since it's already started being broken loose, I shouldn't have an issue now. So yeah, they're really in there. But I got it. So there you go. There's one. It's scary pushing on it like that, but they do eventually come out. They're just super, super pressed in there. So we'll do the same thing for the other one. Just because I'm curious, I want to see if this does go all the way through. No, it doesn't. So now I know this does not actually fit. So it worked for kind of starting it, but not finishing the job. So I think I'll do it again, just starting it, just to kind of get the process going. So that one did not go as planned. I pushed the rubber all out. So now I get to try and okay, so this one didn't go quite as planned. So I gotta try and get the race out of here, which is probably gonna take some doing. Probably gonna have to use the hammer or something, because again, it would be great if I had the right deals to press on this to go all the way through, but of course I don't have the right sizes for that. Okay, so I found some other deals that hopefully will work for me. They fit in the hole, but they're a little larger. Oh, it's all greasy. They're a little larger than what's left in here. So I'm going to try again, see if I can press out this deal, because hammering it out sounds like a pain. So we're going to give this a try. Hopefully I can get it out. Alright, so that worked. Now I know it looks really sketchy, and I don't blame you if you don't want to try it that way. But we got her out. So that's really the hardest part. The easy part is going to be putting in the Siberian bushing. Okay, so here's our bushing. This will be going in these two holes. So I have two. You want something to guide it into place so that it gets into the hole straight. So I have this. This isn't exactly meant for it, but it best fits the size to get it in there. So that's what I have. If you can find something better, go for it. I know this isn't super helpful for a lot of people because I can't give you exact tools, but I'm sure there's actual bushing tools you can probably get. I'm sure like maybe Harbor Freight might have them, or any tool place that are specifically designed, but I didn't get those. I'm just using stuff I have around the shop. Now you want to grease this point, and this point, as well as the races themselves, which I'm going to do, but first I'm just gonna kind of scuff it up a bit in here because of the rust. It doesn't have to be perfect because it's not like a surface that's gonna have a lot of movement around it or anything, and it's still fairly smooth. I mean, if they were really bad, I would say get them a lot cleaner than that, but that's pretty good for what I'm trying to do here. So then we'll take some grease, get that all around there, like so. Okay. So now I'm going to put that like that. Put that over the hole. Put that there. I'm going to kind of push it into this just to kind of get it started. Then put that over that. If you have a better press than this, then you're really lucky, because this one is pretty janky, but it still works. What is this concrete? I don't know. That's better. Okay. Oh, we should get one more piece. There we go. A little further. All right, so now it's in. Now, I had an issue where this lip wasn't quite out on the other side of this race, and so it was stuck down in. So what I did was I just used like a screwdriver to get underneath it and bring it out. I don't know if anybody else has run into this or if they have a better suggestion on what to do when that happens, but that was a problem I had. Other than that, she's in how she's supposed to be. Just clean up my surfaces so it doesn't look super terrible. And just make sure that they look straight and in there, which this one does. So we got one down. Now we do the next. Just basically repeat the same steps on this back one. Okay, now reinstalling this, you're gonna put this guy on the end and then slide it into here. Go into the slot, which might be a little tough. And you'll probably have to give it some extra help. Like that. Ooh, too far. And then my holes aren't exactly lined up, but I will help them with some screwdrivers or something so I can get those bolts started. And the bolts go from this way, so actually, use that. Because then I can't get into my bottom box because I didn't open it. We got a private RJ hook, something like that, so you can move this around, get your bolts started in. First one's already got to give way more trouble than it's worth. That was easier. I've done that from the beginning. So yeah, just wiggle them around until they can get in there. And just start your bolts. And then take your other guy from the other side of this. Okay, there we go. Lock nut, lock washer, nut. And we just send these guys home. Nice and tight. Those who like torque specs, I will put torque specs up. Personally do it by feel, but obviously you don't want to go too far. And that's that. Okay, then just reattach all this stuff, and that part's done. So originally, I had planned to make this entire video in one go. Front and rear suspension, everything. But I ran into some problems with the rear panhard bar installing a couple of those bushings. At the time, I didn't know if I could just send them home or not. I should have just done it, I guess, but I was afraid that because when I was pushing it in without anything helping it into the panhard bar, it was mushrooming out a lot, and I didn't want to damage it, because if something damaged and I had nothing else to replace it with, my vehicle would have been stuck on a rack and I'd have been out of luck. I didn't have an extra vehicle to take me home, do anything, and it was also work, so I couldn't just, you know, leave it there. So I was able to eventually find a way of getting it in with help of something else, but the way I did it was so janky, kind of, that I didn't feel it merited putting into a video. So that part I didn't show, and then I was running out of day at work, so I decided I was going to split up this video, or this series of putting the bushings into a couple of videos. So this is going to be part 1, and I will have part 2 coming out at some point. It's kind of on delay at the moment because I talked to another guy on Instagram. His name's Toasty Fab. Go give him a follow. He's pretty awesome. He's got tons of experience when it comes to putting in these bushings and stuff. And some of the bushings that I had gotten for the front suspension, he recommended some different ones. So I'm going to be holding off until I can get a hold of those to do the front suspension. So that's why this isn't everything as I originally had planned. But I wanted to bring something out and show how part of the job can be done. So that's why I have a part 1 showing on the rear trailing arms of installing the Siberian bushings. And there's also, I'm going to link a video. There's a guy in Chile, I believe, who has a galloper, which is a Montero, and he shows how to do some of the suspension, some of the bushings. It's all in Spanish, but it's still a really great video, and probably better than my video. So you would still get the gist, and I might as well give him a like and a follow, and see his great video too. So I'm going to have that right on the end here. You can go watch it, and yeah, that'll do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hope it helped out a little bit, give you a little idea on things to do, and yeah, I'll have some other videos coming out soon, hopefully. Thanks, everybody. Give me a like and a subscribe and all that good stuff. All right, take it easy.